worst things that could possibly happen in Alaska during the winter happened yesterday and last night. No, it wasn't an earthquake. We had that last week. Matter of fact, I think I forgot to include that in the video, so let me show you that here. Because I was sitting in the truck when it happened. What I'm talking about is when you're driving the roads up here in Alaska in the winter, you can drive them almost like, you know, there's no obstructions, nothing on them at all once they freeze up, once they get cold. The snow builds up on top of them, then it becomes a nice concrete-like layer of ice, and you can drive without slipping or sliding at all. Yesterday it started to rain. We're getting the remnants of a typhoon out of Japan. It was, I guess, a pretty big one. So the temperatures have come up, and we had rain and freezing rain yesterday, and from what I understand, it was a skating rink on the road. So we're about to find out how nasty this road is. Because I know it's going to be a little bit worse, or I'm concerned it's going to be a little bit worse than usual, and slippy, slidey all over the place. I'm leaving for work early this morning. And I'll spin the camera around and get a little bit of footage if it's really, really nasty. If it's too nasty, I mean, literally, if I pull out onto this pavement and I can't get traction and I'm sliding all over the place, there's a real good chance Sean ain't going to work today. But from what I understand, yesterday in town, it was a skating rink. The problem is that the asphalt will turn to basically a skating rink when the snow melts, because all the cold is coming up. So as the rain hits the top of the asphalt holds the cold, and it just turns to a sheet of ice on top. And the other bad thing is that all the snow is going off the trees. Darn it, I like snow on the trees. I don't know if you can kind of see through the camera here, but those dark patches on the road are getting back down the road base again. We had a lot of snow and it's pretty much gone. A few of the mistakes that most people make when they drive in the snow. Number one, they hit their brakes too hard. So if you go into a bit of a slide, or if you have to come to a stop while you're driving on a snowy, icy road, you never stomp on your brake pedal. You feather your brake pedal. So touch the brakes, let off, touch the brakes, let off, touch the brakes, let off. That way, when your tires slide, which they will do when you hit the brakes, they have a chance to slide, roll, and slowly but surely they'll grab traction and control the road again. So that's problem number one. Problem number two is they accelerate too fast, and then they lose traction and slide all over the place. And that's really not as bad, generally speaking, as hitting the brakes. The brakes are about the worst thing you can do. Because all you have to do, if you're accelerating too fast, is take your foot off the gas pedal. And then you remove the power to your wheels, and everything slows back down again almost instantly. But more than anything else, more than, you know, braking too hard or accelerating too fast, it's driving too fast for the road conditions. I know you'll see in a lot of my videos where I'm flying down this road at this time of the morning at 45 or 50 miles an hour on top of ice and snow. And generally speaking, it's very safe to do that when I'm doing that, because I'm kind of what everybody likes to call a grandpa driver. I'm not in a hurry to get anywhere. I leave earlier. But there's the people that decide that they have to do 65 and 70 when there's sheets of ice on the road. That just amaze me, generally speaking. It doesn't matter what anybody behind you thinks when you're driving down the road. It just matters what you think. If you have, if you have two choices when you're driving, and choice one is hurry up or I'm going to be late for work, or choice two is be late for work, then your solutions are either leave earlier so you get there on time, or just be late to work. Because If you look off to the right there, that's a pretty good ditch. And if you get in that ditch, you're going to be real late to work. You're probably going to miss it. So take your time, slow down, and pay attention. That was much better than I thought it was going to be. I expected it to be, like I said, skating rink, and it wasn't. It wasn't that difficult at all. All right, I got to put my shoes on before I go in. I'll leave these cleated boots in the truck. Just have to be careful walking through the parking lot. Didn't see any trees down either, which surprised me. According to most of the posts I saw on Facebook last night, there was trees everywhere, but they must have got out there and cleaned them up real quick. With the warmer temperatures, I decided it was time to throw the chickens away. They're not laying eggs anymore, so they're done. You hear that? You guys? You need to get busy. No, it was a warm day today. I got home from work. I was waiting for most of this to thaw out so that I could get rid of that whole top layer of junk that was in here and get it all cleaned up for them, because it was pretty nasty. So I got a lot of things squared away. Not as much straw in here this time. I had way too much in that front section up there, and it was piled up. Shoot, there was poop all the way up to the roost. So hopefully this will be a little bit nicer for them. Went ahead and freshened up the beds. Hopefully that'll be nicer for them as well. And I still have half a bale of hay left, which is awesome. But it's gorgeous today. Oh my gosh. This is how much I took out of their coop. There's like 3 wheelbarrow full. I've been hauling it over to the other side, but it's fine there just as well. And then spring comes, I'll go ahead and I'll haul it all off. It'll break down a little bit, hopefully. But with the warm weather, we have no snow left in the trees at all. That's crazy. It's crazy how fast that snow disappears. All the big icicles are gone too. I busted the last of them off today because they were hanging onto those paracord containers. My refrigeration. Whoops, there we go. I might be able to pop those in the freezer. I think I will, and I'll pull the other ones out. But yeah, well, this was just such a beautiful view with the snow and the trees before. Now look at it, it's just a mess. Had to dig the wheelbarrow out. That's what's going on there. The location of next year's garden. I'm pretty excited. Pretty excited about this next year. And I'm not too dissatisfied with the weather right now either. It's crazy. This morning, when I got to work, it was 38 degrees Fahrenheit. And I carried this jacket in that I'm wearing right now. So this is really a lightweight hoodie. But yeah, coming home and basically it looks like April or March right now with all the thaw that we're getting. Pretty awesome. Whoops. It is slippery though too, so I'm wearing the cleats. I had to take my hammer, my claw framing hammer, and take the claw end and beat grooves into this so that I could stand on it without slipping off with the cleats, because it was pretty nasty, and I could just see myself coming out of there in the morning. We got more weather coming in. It's supposed to be snow here in the next couple of days, but the below zero temperatures now are off into next week. Good morning. As I get ready to drive into town for the last day of work for this year, I just wanted to wish each and every one of you a happy New Year's. And thank you. Thank you for the constant support and the encouragement all throughout this last couple of years. I've loved it, and 2022 is going to be great for me. I hope it is incredible for you. I got to get to work. Okay, let's see how 2022 is going to start for me. Come on. One more. Look at that. I love it when a plan comes together. Now let's see if the power will turn on inside. And if I'm going to have to set the breaker, we might as well turn that on. Hello 2022, how are you? There's the culprit. All right. Wasn't the breaker that time at all. The cord had come a little loose. I think I'm going to change that adapter. Let's finish editing this video. Brr. 12 degrees Fahrenheit and about 30 mile-an-hour winds. Makes it a bit chilly. But I did manage to get a beautiful piece of pepperoni and sausage pizza. And some stares by customers looking at me wearing a kilt. So this is not really normal for us. We don't normally get these long sustained winds out here this far away from the water. Kenai gets these all the time. They're right on the water. So it usually means that we've got a front moving and pressures are changing, and in this case it'll probably mean that tomorrow morning will be below zero. More importantly, this forest that I live in is not a healthy forest. And by that I don't mean that the forest has been damaged by climate or man or anything like that. What is attacking this forest is the Japanese spruce bark beetle. And you know, somebody correct me if you know what the actual name of the beetle is, but it infests these trees and then basically kills them from the inside out. And there are, at this point, I would say that 50% of the forest spruce are infected or more. And because of that, windstorms like this and the fires that we've had go through here will cause a lot of these trees to snap off across the road. I'll snap the camera around here so you can see the wind that I'm talking about. These trees are swaying. Man, they're swaying. And also, another culprit that will cause these trees to snap is when they get so cold, they get brittle, and there's no flex or bend left in them. That tree is going to fall, the one I just drove past. There's no flex and bend in them because everything inside of them is frozen. So when they start to move, they just snap off. And it's sad, but, you know, 200 years ago, actually not even that long ago, this whole area, oh, there we go. This whole area was trees and grass. All right, let's go see what's going on here. He's got his plow out. Hopefully people are paying attention behind me. I don't have my chainsaw with me today. And somebody always has to try and drive around. I have to put the chainsaw in the truck when I get home. Thank you! Crazy. He's gonna probably come back and make another pass. He's going to back up with his snowplow and move more of it out of the way.
Oh, he's pushing.
He's pushing it. Yeah. Yeah, crazy wind. Well, when I drove into town, there was like 5, 6 trees down, but nothing really on the road. And I'm just coming back now, not 15 minutes, and that one was in the road. Yeah, I mean, it's dead trees. They just snap when you hit them, but crazy. Alrighty, Happy New Year. It's incredible to live in a community of people that will look out for everybody like that. That is so cool. So cool. All right, let's see if we can see any more. That was crazy. I had the camera on when I came around the corner after talking about trees snapping. Timing is everything in video. Okay. Come on. Work. Something different this time. Usually, I just put the onions in at the beginning. And because onions are mostly water, when it's done, you have the onion flavor, but you don't have any onions to bite on. And I like onions. Let me show you what this is looking like now. Oh, this is so good looking. Oh, I would marry this if it was legal to marry food. Look. It's got just turned that beautiful red color with that tomato paste that I put in there to thicken it up. All right, I'm going to make some cornbread. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's looking pretty. Almost there. Timer's about to go off anyway. Oh, yum, yum, yum. God, that looks delicious. Boo, 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 boo. God, this is going to be so good. Good morning. Man, we had wind all night long and it's still windy today. Holy smokes. 7:30 in the morning and 7 degrees Fahrenheit outside, and it's Sunday morning and I'm heading into town to do my laundry, my usual Sunday morning routine. Probably going to change that up and start doing it like on Thursday or Friday, probably Thursday, just so I can completely free up the weekends 100%. Got the chainsaw in the back of the truck here as well, in the back seat, mainly because I don't know how many trees we're going to have down on my road, on Funny River Road on the way into town. So I figured better safe than sorry. Get the and have the chainsaw with me. Crazy wind, crazy wind. It was so cool though, right? Last night I'm sitting there after dinner. After I did my live, after I had dinner, and I'd watched a couple of videos on YouTube and turned all the lights out inside, lit the kerosene lamp, and just kind of kicked back and relaxed. Listened to the wind howl outside. It was incredible. It was incredible. I love nature. I love the power of nature. Snow drifts all over, it looks like, too. Small ones, though. We'll see. We'll see how many more we have as I head into town. If there's anything really epic, I'll flip the camera on and let you guys see it. Other than that, there's not much you can see here. I'll show you. See what I mean? It's just dark out. Not much to see this time of the morning. Sun's coming up now at about 10:05, and we're at about 6 hours and 15 minutes of daylight. Headed in the right direction, though. So longer days every single day now. It's 9:45 in the morning and sunrise is just getting ready to start. So I thought, since I'm done with the laundry, I'd go ahead and head on over to the usual spot and see if I can't get a view of an epic sunrise on Mount Redoubt with the camera, because I've got the good camera, the Canon, with me today. Play around with the settings and see if it'll come out, do a time lapse for you. And then we'll probably head over to the beach in Kenai and see if all that wind last night blew up a bit of ice onto the shore, which could be pretty cool. It's calmed down now. Right now, there's hardly any wind at all. It's 9 degrees Fahrenheit as we get closer to the water here, but probably still about 5 degrees below zero with a wind chill outside, I would imagine. It's going to be a glorious day today. Wow. I'm going to spend some time cleaning when I get home, and it's kind of a bit of a tradition for me to get everything squared away and cleaned up in the beginning of the new year. And, you know, out with the old, in with the new kind of deal. Probably do some of that today too. Yeah, a little overcast on the other side of the inlet where the volcano's at, but we'll see. It should be cool. That's a heck of a mountain. All right, I think we're going to put the big lens on it. One of the problems I've had in the past with doing a time lapse out here is that I can take that off. When I've had it on autofocus, it has basically just whited out the whole screen. And you know, I'm a rookie with the camera. Most of the really awesome pictures that I take, you know, for the record, are with the cell phone camera of all things. But we're going to give this a shot on manual, and we're going to see if in fact it works. Where's my dot? There's my dot. Now we wait. I never know what I'm going to get when I do a time-lapse photo like this. Sometimes it'll be just an incredible success. Other times it'll be an incredible failure. But they're always fun. And I learn something every time I try and do them. I stopped off at the local coffee shop. We probably have more coffee shops than churches here. Just to pick up a mocha. Oh, yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. All right, I'm going to sit here and wait for this thing to finish doing what it's got to do. And then while that's happening, I'm going to answer comments on this week's video on Chore in Alaska. And I'll be back. Well, shoot, I was afraid of that. I was afraid it would fall. Oh, I lost the cap. I'm going to have to go see if I can find that real quick. A little sun glare thing there. It looks like it's going to work. That looks like it's going to work. Took a picture, no problem at all. Go back and see what I had for time lapse. It was all shaky anyway. I'm going to need to figure out a weighted system for this to... Oh, that's when the camera went boom. I'm going to need to figure a weighted system for this so that I don't have to worry about the camera blowing over in the wind like that. And something that'll keep it more stable. That was on me 100%. So I found the latch mechanism. It's completely broken. So I'll have to get another one of those. But then this, right, keeps the glare off, the side glare off the camera while I'm taking pictures, and it is cracked as well. I might be able to glue that. I don't know how well it'll lock back onto the camera again, but that's a cheap piece. I can pick that up for nothing on Amazon. I'll have to order a new one. Need a new one anyway. Maybe I'll get a bigger one. So much for that though, right? Darn it. That was going to be epic too. All right, what the heck. Live and learn. It's still pretty breezy out there, and what happened was we had a big wind come up and just poof, knocked the whole thing right over. It was pretty stable where it was sitting, but if I'd had a weight on there, I might have been able to. Even then, I don't think it was going to make much of a difference with the wind. The footage was pretty shaky. Oh well, we'll do it again. There's plenty of time. I feel bad about not having a time lapse for you this week because I will not get one. Again, unfortunately, the sun usually comes up after I'm at work. So the only time I have to get it is on my day off. But with that said, let me show you a picture of the sunrise. Or actually, I'll just spin the camera around. So the mountain that we were looking at is off there in the distance. I don't know if you're right above my fingertip there. That's Mount Redoubt. That's an active volcano. But as you can tell, as we move our way closer and closer to the sunrise, look at those clouds. Oh, look at the color. It's just beautiful. And the sun is coming up right over there. It is absolutely gorgeous. God, it's beautiful. So there you go. I guess you can hit pause, play, pause, play, pause, play, pause, play to see the time lapse. Crazy, but so pretty. So pretty. All right, let's go to the beach.